Hello and welcome to your reading. This is the Awakened Jenn. So today I have a special guest with me. This is Ceree. She is one of the SRTV Certified Readers with me for Soulful Revolution TV. We met as readers taking the certification together, but then we discovered that we're actually from the same hometown. And so she's in town visiting her family, and so she popped over so that we could do a reading together. So if you want to explain kind of what we got out so far,
okay,
and what's going on.
Super. Hi, everyone, and welcome to the reading. I'm actually with a little dog here, so if you see a dog popping up and down, forgive us. Anyway, so we've been taught a very quick spread that MJ loves to use from time to time called the Crazy Brain Spread. And so Jenn and I were talking tonight about what lessons have we learned in 2023? And is there any guidance from Spirit going into 2024 that could help anyone listening tonight? So what we thought we would do is just pull the spread, and for purposes of the spread itself, you can't see them, but we're going to hold the cards up. So the energy underlying the reading tonight is the King of Cups. And it's a beautiful energy of mature love. And this is, of course, what MJ would say in the operating system of our computers, going in the background, unconscious. But again, it's a beautiful, mature energy of love, a mature way of looking at love, a very good balance between the masculine and feminine energies within each of us. And so as we look at the energy of the reading, one of the reflections on 2023 is that many of us have really been focusing on self-love, self-care, compassion, generosity of spirit, and that maturity and the learning about what is love and what does it really mean. It's undercurrent in terms of the reading itself, but I think that's one of the themes that many of us have shared, that we have really grown exponentially to be more mature, caring, compassionate in the way that we look at our relationships, but also the way that we look at loving ourselves. That's been one of my learnings. So the first card that comes up in the deck, and this is what you think the situation or the learning is. So we said, okay, what was one of the biggest learnings for 2023? And we pulled the Four of Wands. And again, Four of Wands, again, is around victory, around a foundation of success. But for many of us, it also has the connotation
card
of twin flame. And so
1111 right in the card.
Yep. So if you think about from the standpoint of the underlying energy being the King of Cups, and then the first cup or card that we pulled, which was, what do we think the learning has been this year? We believe it's been around the twin flame journey. And many of you have probably experienced, and Jenn and I both have had this experience as well, the truth coming. But what the real situation is, what's really going on behind the scenes, is fascinating, and trying to pull it forward, but it's the Ace of Swords.
I'm going to take pictures of these cards, and I'll make sure that they pop up on the screen.
So the Ace of Swords is all around the truth, the discovery of truth, and it can come in many forms. So I think many of us this year in 2023 have really been reflecting on a more mature version of ourselves around loving self, loving others, and being in relationships that are loving and kind. And again, for most of us who have been on the twin flame journey, we've assumed that this year it was around the journey and the relationship.
Around the relationship.
But I think there's something, the truth is really coming out. And I think Jenn and I've talked about this. When you think about the twin flame journey, it's less around another individual. It's more around the balance of the energy of the masculine and feminine within. And actually, are we balanced within? Because one of my ahas and truths has been, if I can't love self, and if I'm not balanced and blended in both aspects, the masculine and feminine, then it's very difficult for me to be showing up as a mature and balanced to be in a partnership with someone else. So I think the reality, what's really going on, is that there is an opportunity to have complete clarity about what we want to manifest. And what's interesting, the next card that popped out, the dog just literally ate one of my cards. That's okay. We'll put them over here. But anyway, the message from Spirit about 2023 and going into 2024 is the Magician. And so when you think about it, we have the opportunity to manifest whatever we want. If our world is about love, joy, peace, compassion, this is what we're going to manifest. If we choose the opposite, to stay in chaos, anger, fear, then that's what we manifest. And so Spirit's message is pretty clear here that we're the ultimate creator of our own destiny. And it's how you perceive the opportunity going into 2024 that manifests your reality.
Yeah.
And then what hasn't happened yet, which is kind of taking us to what's coming in for 2024, is the Strength card. Beautiful, beautiful Leo energy. And as you see this card, you see the woman with the lion. And again, she's taming the lion. But I think this also says there's an amazing amount of strength coming in for us in the collective going into 2024. And then I pulled a bonus card and said, okay, so Spirit, what's your last bit of feedback for us, guidance going into 2024? And we pulled the Sun card. And the Sun card, as you know, is the most positive card in the deck. And so I think with a combination of these cards, we have learned a lot about love this year and the twin flame journey, but it's all about discovering the real truth about what relationships and twin flames are here to teach us. But it's more around learning about the energy within, love of self, the balance of that self-care and self-love. But again, if we decide that we want to be a creator of our destiny moving forward, we can manifest whatever we want. And we have the strength and we have the most positive card in the deck guiding us into 2024. And I think for me, the learning is it's all about my perspective.
Yes. Yeah.
Yep. All right. So
yeah, we were talking about this spread before we even started. And this card, the Ace of Swords, the truth, which truth is blinding. Look at that.
Yeah. The truth is blinding.
But I mean, the truth that I have realized this year is that this twin flame mission is not about a relationship, that there is a higher level perspective for this, that it's a spiritual mission and it's a personal mission first. And so like you were talking about balancing the masculine and feminine of yourself. And one of the things that MJ has done recently is like she's shifting from calling the divine feminine or the divine masculine, because we do both have those energies. And, it's about balancing that inside of you. So like I have noticed just this year, like I have identified as the feminine up until this point. And this year I kind of stepped into masculine energy more. And I even question, am I the masculine now? Because like, I know that I became more of the runner in the situation. And that's not really been the case for me up to this point. So I've seen just that flip of that. And then this, where you were talking about the love versus fear, your perspective is what manifests your reality. That's a huge lesson that I have definitely learned this year, that you're manifesting all the time, whether you know it or not. I mean, so I think going into 2024, it is going to be important to be consciously manifesting and making sure that you're in that space of love and not manifesting out of fear. And so what does that look like when you're manifesting out of fear? What does that look like? It's not doing things that you really want to do because there's fear of, what will people think, or, or will it pay off? Like, I've taken risk in my career that I had no idea how this was going to pay off, but I was more focused on what am I wanting for my life than the financial impact, or like I was more concerned about finding what it is I actually wanted to do, and then bringing the way to find that and implement that into my life.
Got it. And I think, some of the learning for me is if you look at your life through the lens of gratitude, joy, peace, abundance, humbleness, what you attract is more of that. And so I think there's an astrologer named Pam Gregory. She's wonderful. And she says, starve out the bad or the negative and love in the good. And I think that is just such a simple phrase, but I think it's very powerful because we are manifestors of our reality. And I think that going into 2024, the guidance that, that I'm seeing here is that we've learned a lot about love. We've also learned a lot about our choices, and what world
affects our,
and how it affects our reality. And do we want to live in love? And if so, it's our choice. Or do we choose fear? And whichever choice you make, that is actually what you will be manifesting. And that is the message from Spirit that's very loud and clear. Whatever you choose in terms of your perspective, if you look at the world events and you look at what's going on around you and it's gloom and doom, then you're going to be filled with gloom and doom. If you look at everything around you through that lens of joy, of compassion, of care, self-care, as well as care for others, and the things that we've discussed, that is the world that you will manifest. And so I choose to live in joy. I choose to be around people like Jenn, who are amazing. And the energy difference is, you cannot even describe it. And so the way that I've learned this year also has been to trust my gut, to trust my intuition. And when something doesn't feel right, it's out of alignment for me. When it does feel right, then everything just clicks and it just feels right in the heart. And my transition was, part of my Ace of Swords moment was I had to move away from starting in the head first. And then, what do I think about it versus what do I feel? So now everything goes through the heart. And I think that speaks to the King of Cups is around the heart energy. How does it make you feel? And if it feels great, do more of it. If it doesn't feel great, then don't do it. And I think that's as simple as it comes in terms of some of the learnings. But all of us have the choice moving forward of how we look at the year coming up. It's going to be fast paced. It's going to be fast moving, both in the world events that are happening around us. It will also happen faster and faster to us personally. So our choices of whether we choose love or fear, you're going to see that accelerate. And if you are staying in the high vibe of love, then you're going to be attracting more love and the relationships and the friendships that you desire. And again, it's all about the choice of how you see manifestation. And so I choose love. I want the sun card every day. And I want to bring more of that in and bring joy to others in my life around me. And so I think this is a really cool message around
positive for this,
very positive
sun card for next year's.
Yeah. And energy. I think it's really up to us, each one of us, to decide what we choose. And whatever you choose, you will manifest. That is your world. And I think that to me it's a beautiful message, but it is incumbent upon all of us to make those choices and to be aware, because sometimes we're not even aware that we're making these choices. Yep. So, and I know you pulled some cards as well for some 2024 guidance.
Yeah, so I asked the question, how can we implement these lessons into our lives for 2024? And I used the Divine Masters Oracle. We can't see that, but I'll take pictures and show them. All right, so we got Gaia, Resilient Spirit, Earth Connection, Stay Rooted in Trust and Faith. And so this just tells me that we need to stay very grounded as we're moving forward into 2024. We've got Moria, yeah. Spiritual force field. Protective light is surrounding you. You are safe. And so no matter what you might see in the 3D around you, I think you just need to, keep mindful that certain things have to happen. Like there is clearings that are happening all over us, all over the world right now to help bring in the new systems that need to be, created. Mm-hmm. And so it doesn't feel good in the process as we're watching all of these old systems start kind of falling away, but it's clearing the space so that the new stuff can come in. Mm-hmm. And then we got Horus, Manifestation Vortex. Belief makes manifest, thoughts attract and create. And I thought that this tied in so well to the reading that Ceree has pulled, because we have been talking about, what are you manifesting and what energy are you manifesting in? So I'm going to go ahead and read this card to you. All right.
I'll hold it.
Okay. Belief makes manifest. Thoughts attract and create. Horus is one of the earliest and most respected of the Egyptian deities. He is famous for his hawk head and is known as the Lord of the Sky. The Egyptian word Hor or Heru, from which his name is derived, means high one, indicating that he is a cosmic sky god. The Eye of Horus has been adopted the world over as a symbol of protection and guidance. So that's the second time protection has kind of come out in this reading. And Horus himself is a highly protective guiding force. Horus is the keeper of the cosmic gateway, a powerful energetic portal or vortex through which we can connect to the hidden realms. This energetic space helps us reclaim the lost wisdom of our soul and connect to the power of the stars. When we work with this energy, we awaken the parts of ourselves that have the ability to create, manifest, and attract.
Wow.
So I do think that it just, I mean, like I said, it just ties into everything that you've been saying about what is your perspective, what energy are you manifesting in? We were going to pull some clarification. So I want to know, I'm going to use the Light Seers Tarot, and I want to know, what is this truth? We've got the Hermit, the King of Swords, and the Six of Wands. So the Hermit came out in reverse. That's interesting. So the Hermit is about self-reflection. So with it being in reverse, I feel like that we have been, especially me this year, I've kind of been in a learning mode. And so I haven't been out, teaching so I think that this is kind of telling us that that hermit season is over, that it's time to kind of come out and now share the things that you've been learning. We've got the King of Swords, which is about clarity, logic, wisdom, and, communicating that. And then the Six of Wands is about public success and reward. How would you, this is one I'm kind of having trouble pulling this one in.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely spot on. The truth is coming to light, but I think having clarity, when you have the King of Swords with the Ace of Swords, that means there's a lot of truth coming out.
Wow.
A lot of clarity. And maybe some of these are coming in the form of ahas, but looking at things as they are, not for how we wish them to be.
Yes.
And I think that's a very good message. But I think if we stand in truth and we honor the truth and we're not in denial, I think we will have success. I think that's the greater wisdom, is meet the truth where it is. And again, sometimes people are afraid to look at the truth. Many of us are, especially the shadow sides of ourselves. And so I think here's an opportunity, more success. We've gotten a lot of very strong messages around strength and the sun and the King of Cups. So I do believe that the greater truth is we can have success in 2024 by enabling the behaviors that we've discussed, manifesting according to what we actually really believe.
Yeah. So the next card I'm going to clarify is the Magician. So what are we trying to manifest? Oh, goodness. We got the Seven of Cups. We don't know. We need to get clear because there's a lot of opportunity around us right now. We have the Ten of Pentacles. It came out in reverse.
Interesting.
And then the Eight of Swords is also in reverse.
Okay.
So the Ten of Pentacles is about your spiritual and material abundance. I think that this kind of goes with what I said a while ago, though, about not focusing on, the money, like the status, because the Ten of Pentacles is also connected to your generational money, your family money. So maybe you're going against the traditional ways of, stabilities of bringing in money. I know that that's changing. And then the Eight of Swords is about the self-imposed prisons. It's about the stories that we tell ourselves. And again, if you're manifesting unconsciously, then you are telling yourself stories about why this stuff is happening to you that has nothing to do with why it's actually happening to you, because you're not taking the ownership of, it's your belief systems that's kind of, and your choices that's bringing in, the manifestations into your life.
Right. And how I also see that when the Eight of Swords is in reverse. I always get it upright because that means I'm stuck in my head. But when I see it in reverse, it means, oh, I'm getting clarity. I'm becoming unstuck.
Unstuck.
And so I think as we look at manifestation in 2024, and this was the message from Spirit, I think spiritual abundance and financial abundance, but abundance in itself is a mindset.
Yes.
And I think focusing on the greater lesson of the mindset of abundance, everything is always working out good for me.
Yes.
Trust the universe. If not this, then something better.
Something better. Yeah.
And so let's not get stuck in our head about things, and let's continue to let the energy move. But we are the creators of our destiny. And that is, again, the clarifying message is, there can be some confusion. We have at times been stuck in our heads. I know I have, but we're coming out of that. And abundance is a mindset. So it doesn't necessarily have to be specific to finances or spirituality. But again, I think we're kind of turning things on its head and looking at manifestation through a much broader theme of the collective, which is, I choose love. I choose joy. I choose gratitude. Let the rest just kind of sort itself. I'm not going to be in any of that energy and that third dimensional construct. So again, for me, it's as simple as stay in love, staying high vibration, love of self first, because you have to love self before you can love anyone else. And so I think many of us have been working on self-love and self-care and honoring that journey, in that also the balancing of the masculine and feminine energies within each of us. And so I think as you look at the wisdom of the twin flame journey, and for many of us, it's been about our journey within self, not necessarily looking to someone outside of us to complete us, if that makes sense.
It makes perfect sense. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was going to clarify the sun as well.
Okay.
So, just what are these brighter days? What is this going to look like? Oh, Ace of Cups.
Yay.
New relationship.
We'll take that.
The Queen of Pentacles. I love that. I love that.
So a lot of abundance.
I connect with the Queen of Pentacles. Usually when she shows up, I connect as that is me. And then the Hangman, it did come out in reverse.
So it's another theme of a movement.
Yeah. We're unstuck. We're getting unstuck.
Yeah.
We're seeing our way out of this.
Yeah. So you may find yourself starting off 2024 by your energy starting to be more fluid. You're feeling more positive. You're starting fresh in relationships. You're allowing for the new to come in. And the ace there is saying, hey, here's a new opportunity in relationships, whether it be friendship, whether it be love. And the Queen of Pentacles, wow.
Another conversation that we had earlier was just talking about how as we have continued on our path, we are having relationships falling out. Mm-hmm. But I mean, this is encouraging to me because for anything that's getting taken, it is also getting replaced with something better, more aligned. And I think that's the one thing that I have to keep focused on is that as these things are releasing from my life, it's just remembering because they weren't aligned with where I'm trying to go.
Yep.
All right.
Agreed. So I think for the collective, you've got some pretty powerful messages going into 2024, some things to be aware of. And again, the underlying energy of the King of Cups. Wow, we've learned a lot of things about ourselves and around what love actually truly does mean. And I would just say, starting 2024, look at everything through the lens of joy and make your choices of how you want to manifest and show up in the world. And that will become the reality around you. And I think that's pretty powerful.
Yeah, that is. I'm going to ask one more question is what is our best move forward for 2024?
Okay.
So we've got the King of Wands, the King of Cups.
Wow.
And the Nine of Cups.
Okay.
So, I mean, that's a lot of masculine energy just right there. But this is an entrepreneurial spirit. This is passion. This is confidence. The King of Cups is very emotionally intelligent. He's very, I see, just, especially in this card where he's just peaceful. Mm-hmm. And then the Nine of Cups is being a gift from the universe. It's a gift being gifted to you from the universe. You were not meant to live in fear and in struggle. that's the mindset. That's the mindset that we're shifting this year.
Yep. It's like starve out the negative, love in the good. And that's all you need to know. And again, I think these are great messages. We had no idea what we were going to pull tonight.
We really didn't.
But again,
we just knew we wanted it. So.
Yeah. So I think that's a wrap. We've enjoyed spending time with you. And again, this is the Awakened Jenn live and Ceree passing through town.
And we are both SRTV certified readers. And so I'm going to link down in the description box. If you want to book a reading with either one of us, you can find that down below.
All right.
And I do want to mention, she also does Akashic Records readings. And that's part of how we connected, because she did an amazing Akashic Records reading for me. And so now that I'm telling everybody, literally I'm telling everybody, because what you do is so amazing. And I feel like that if everybody kind of knew like that this was available, they would be all over this.
Yeah.
So I would like you to tell a little bit about the Akashic Records.
Oh, sure. The Akashic Records, again, in simple terms, is there's a belief that every soul has a record of each of its incarnations and journeys throughout history, and that history is recorded. And so there are readers such as myself who actually tap into that energy and read what has been the journey of your soul, different timelines, different lifetimes. And we pulled some really interesting information.
Amazing. So she told me that she showed up in the energy of Sedna, and I had never even heard of Sedna, but when I looked her up, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Like I connected.
Yeah.
That was huge. And
she's a Pisces, and there was all this water around her. And so we had a really beautiful reading, but it's to help gain clarity of, why did I incarnate here at this time? What is my soul's purpose? What is my journey? What am I here to learn and to grow and to master in this lifetime? Why did I come?
Yeah.
Because each of us have made a soul contract of what we wanted to come and to learn. And so with that, we had a wonderful conversation, a couple-hour conversation last month. But anyway, it's fascinating work, and every reading is completely different. And because each soul is unique.
Yeah.
And so it's just like your fingerprint. Every soul is unique to its own, and its own journey and its own purpose. But that is the energy that I tap into. And it is just a lot of
who is
fun.
A good candidate for this?
Someone who is interested in the journey of the soul. Maybe you're curious about why you came here, or maybe you've had some feedback or some inclination of why you chose to come here at this time. And some of you may be early on the journey and want to learn more. Some have done past life regression. You've done a lot of work in this area, and they want to go deeper into the records and the meaning of perhaps some information that they've already received. So I tap into the energy, and I tap into what your soul needs to hear now. And so oftentimes I've asked questions where they tell me that I'm not allowed to ask that. I've asked the same question for about 6 years now, and I keep being told that I'm not ready to hear the answer. So they tell us what we need to hear, not always what we want to hear.
Explain who they are.
They're the wisdom keepers, and they are the protectors and the guardians of the Akashic Records. Archangel Metatron is actually the guardian of the Akashic Records themselves. And so the record keepers basically, or you can call them record keepers, wisdom keepers, are the ones who impart the messages. And it's who I tap into to get the messages about your particular soul's journey. And so it's as simple as that. But again,
but you could even have like ancestors showing up in those readings too, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
And in mine, Jesus showed up, and I was just blown away. So no, I mean, I can't speak enough about it, because it did something for me. I mean, it really did. It empowered me. And so like, I very much encourage, if you are interested in this type of thing, do you have your website yet?
Not
or
yet.
Can I link to email?
Yeah, we'll do that.
Okay, to get you connected with Ceree if you're interested in getting an Akashic Records reading too.
Yeah.
Because I mean, it's life-changing. I promise.
Okay, now that she's embarrassed me, I didn't know we were going to do that. But anyway, so it's a wrap. Again, we're wishing everyone a wonderful holiday. And again, it's been our pleasure.
And it's been so much fun having you here.
Yeah.
So we're going to do it again. She's going to be back. So we will try to do this again. If this is something that you've enjoyed, just let me know down in the comments.
All right.
All right. So I hope you guys have an amazing rest of your day, and thank you for watching.
Bye.
Bye.